Hello everybody and welcome to another live stream Friday. Today I'll be a little bit out of breath because I'm quite sick. If you haven't followed me on my Instagram, by the way, everything is linked on the description box down below. Yeah, I'm quite sick. I was in the ER on Monday and anyways, long story short, I was diagnosed with pancreatitis, which was a little bit of a shock, but actually came as a side effect of a medication. So yeah, I'm tired. I've been 3 days without eating because you have to be on a clear fluid diet for 72 hours. And I just started reintroducing food today, so I'm a little bit tired. Anyways, as the title says, I'm going to be reviewing the LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundation. And I have in the color Fair, and I have in the color, excuse me, my nails are, these two ones I had to actually clip them because it was hard to pay my Metro card with them. So I had to cut them short so that I could use the credit card. Anyways, the other one is a white. Then I also have 3 of their Pro Conceal, which I've heard a lot about. Sorry, I keep adjusting the angle. I'm already out of breath. I keep adjusting the angle. Anyways, I apologize. So I have the Pro Conceal. They released, I want to say, 5 or 6 new shades, and I got 3 of them. I've never tried LA Girl, so this will be my first time. So I have, well, actually I have Porcelain. So this is not a new shade. I thought I'd ordered Pale Peach because this looks awfully peachy to me. Anyways, my bad. Pale Porcelain, Light Yellow, and Highlighter. So those are the ones, and I already swatched this one yesterday. It's ridiculously dark for Fair. I'm not sure in what scale of Fair it is, because it is absurdly dark. Like, this actually looks tanned on my skin. But anyways, I'm gonna be mixing these two to create a custom color and showing you, and then I'm gonna make swatches of everything and basically telling you, like, you know, what I think about and what color is this on the MAC scale range. This is actually pure white, which I really like. It actually has some decent pigmentation. So I already have my sunscreen. I already let it activate for a while. Now I'm going to use the Armani Prima, which is, I've already talked about this before, but it is my favorite primer ever. I'm not a big primer person, but it's amazing. I'm actually interested in trying the Armani Prima Glow Bomb. But yeah. And if you can hear sounds, is my bird Muffy actually is talking. He might start singing, who knows. I'm sorry if it comes by shock or it's like too loud. He's like that. So that's that. I'm gonna actually grab my palette. 1 second. Whoops. I don't know what actually happened. Can you see me well? Oh well. Okay, that's weird. I hope you can see me properly because on my end it looks like the camera thing just turned small. Anyways, there's always some technical difficulties with this, but let me grab my palette. So I'm going to be cleaning this up, and I'm going to start with the white as the base because this is the closest to my skin tone. Like, I use the, I'm not sure if you can see it. Let's see. That one there is the Armani Maestro Glow Foundation in Zero, which is white, like pure clown white, and that one suits me very, very nice. If you want to see what it looks like, again, on my Instagram, I usually post my Instagram almost every day, like some kind of foundation combo, so that you can see what it looks like. I sometimes post swatches, I post stuff about Muffy, my bird. So anyways, I'm going to start off by, it actually, the packaging feels very much like the Makeup Forever Ultra HD packaging. So, I mean, even the pump and everything, it looks like, you know, good quality packaging, considering that they're only $10. So I'm going to start off with one pump of that, and I don't know, I'm going to add this much of the Fair. And hi, I'm sorry, I don't speak, I don't know if you're Russian or I don't understand what you wrote. Sorry. Yeah, so I'll be mixing this too, which seems to be a good ratio. There. By the way, ignore this. I have a lot of hyperpigmentation here, so usually this area of my neck tends to be darker, but yeah, just thought of letting you know. Always need a foundation brush. So I'm gonna start blending out this. Actually, I might try it with a beauty blender. Let's see if that's a little bit better. Coverage wise, I wouldn't say it has that great of a coverage. I'm gonna try on this side. Just wanted to show you for reference, like it's absurdly dark. So yeah, like this is a very, very dark fair color. I'm not sure in which planet this is. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I expect fair to be fair, especially that they have white, but again, maybe they did the white thing on purpose so that, you know, the fair one could be dark. I don't know. Anyways, I'm mixing a little bit more. I added just a little bit more of the fair to give a little bit more of the yellow undertone. Color-wise, it's very good when you're mixing them both. I think it might not be agreeing very well with this sunscreen, or as I've mentioned in a past video, there was when I do my skincare like long enough in advance before I put my foundation, it can tend to, like, I don't know how to explain it. It becomes a little bit dry, my skin, if that makes sense. or the foundation doesn't look as good. So I tend to prefer to do like my foundation right away after my skincare for like the best results. So that's why I'm not really gonna tell, like, it might be that, because when I swatched it on my hand yesterday, it actually looked pretty good, but now it looks like too drying, which there, as you can see, it's like sticking patches. So I think it's because of that, what I just mentioned. But there you go. Where did I put it? Here. Whoops, here. There it is. So color-wise, it's very good. The white one has much more coverage than I would have expected. So let's see if I can clean up my hand so that I can show you, because I have like swatches from yesterday here. I don't know what I've done. Anyways, wanted to show you where it's clean, that the white one actually has pretty decent coverage. Like, it's not just a you see, like it's not like the MAC Face and Body white where it's very sheer, or a lot of white foundations or lighteners tend to be very either very thick, so it's very hard to blend them with other things, or too thin and too watery where it really doesn't make sense to mix them with anything else, because you're going to lose a lot of coverage from other foundations. Now this one, I want to say that it's very, like, I'm impressed at how much coverage it has. It looks good in certain areas, like here it looks beautiful on my nose too, I think. And but then of course I don't think it's marketed as a, it just says it's a long wear, it's medium to full coverage. Okay, so it's not really marketed as a full-on full coverage foundation. So yeah, you pretty much get what you're paying for in this one. Again, I don't know how to rate it for how it's looking on my skin. I know a lot of people said that it's very satin finish. On my skin it looked very drying, but again, that is likely because I did my skincare some hours in advance, and it tends to work better if I do my foundation right away. So that's, I won't judge it harshly because of that. So yeah, considering that you get almost one fluid sorry, almost 1 fluid ounce in each. So for 2 fluid ounces you have, you know, it costs $20, or each one is $10. If the white one is too stark for you, I would say buy the Fair. It has a yellow undertone, and you can add like a drop to it to make it more skin tone and not too harsh. Also, it's very nice to have the white one if your NCNW, let's say from a little bit over 0.5 to all the way to 15, if you want to highlight, this is a very good option. Also, you can have it, you know, if you have foundations that are too dark, and they tend to be, let's see if this has, yeah, they're silicone based, and let's say very similar in texture than the Makeup Forever Ultra HD, because this is very similar in texture to that one. It has, for me, it has a natural glowy finish. It's a little bit tacky to the touch. Makeup Forever is a little bit less tacky to the touch. They both have very similar coverage. So if, you know, you want to adjust something, like let's say the Makeup Forever, the Y205, it's light enough but the undertone doesn't suit you, and the Y or the 215, which they don't really make any lighter, like maybe R210 is the lightest, that undertone suits you better and you want to have it lightened, then you can like use the white one, which it's a very close formula, very close texture and finish, so it will work very well together. But all in all, honestly, it doesn't hurt to invest in these ones. At least the white one, it's a very, very good option to invest because it's only $10. Like, I have yet to see a good foundation liner that it's, you know, this cheap, or a good white foundation that it's this cheap. You can, I'm trying to think, like there's a lot, like, you know, of course the classic like Manic Panic and Stargazer, but those aren't really very nice formulas. Like, I don't want to bash the brand, but they have a different different goal in terms of, you know, the market and what kind of makeup usage that particular market has. It's not maybe necessarily, you know, the glowy type of skin, or, you know, the flawless glowy skin. So that's why I'm recommending this one. I think it's a good option. And of course, this one is ridiculously dark. Like, this is NC 20 at least. So it is absurdly dark. I'm gonna do swatches, don't worry. But now I'm gonna be trying, I'm gonna later maybe set this thing, but for now, I want to try this one, which the pale yellow, which was said to be for fair skin tones or light skin tones, to brighten the under eyes and, you know, the blueness and all that. So I've never tried these there. So let's see. I've heard, you know, a lot of good things about these. Their concealers. Like, I see them featured every single time, but I don't know if, you know, they're anyhow good or what. What I have to say is that the tip really gets in the corner as well. So that's a nice thing. So there's the yellow. It is truly yellow. Like, it is a true pale yellow. There is no, see, it almost has a greenish undertone to it, if you can tell. So let's see what this does. Maybe we'll do some miracles, who knows. I can't really see well. Okay, now better. I hope you get to see something, but either way, it is just blending. Nothing groundbreaking happening here. I'm just blending and trying to see if this does something to what they were saying. Actually, it does, I think. Not sure. I want to let you guys judge. There. Does it do something, or is it just me? I think it did. I mean, of course, you don't wear this on its own. I mean, you will apply concealer on top, but I think it did a pretty good job. Trying to get rid of something there. Okay, that's better. So there's that. And then I bought this one, which for me was a peachy one. Like, I wouldn't even think that this is actually a porcelain concealer. I mean, look at that. It looks peachy. So I'm going to apply this on top and see what we get. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it works well. Who knows? So there's that. I think I have to use the brush a little bit. If you guys have any questions, please Again, if you're watching this after it's been streamed, which I always upload my live streams some hours later, like it depends how long it takes to upload it, but I always do. So if you have missed it for whatever reason, or you just can't make it for those hours that I publish it, then it's okay, and you can always rewatch it. And if you have a question, there is the comment box down below. So this is what it looks like. It looks very peachy to me. Maybe, you know, of course, if I think that this is the, you know, the concealer for this, then yeah, I can see why it would work, because it is a little bit lighter than their Fair foundation, which is their lightest skin tone foundation. So yeah, I can see. So anyways, but on the other hand, they do have a pale peach, which is a peachy concealer. Unfortunately, I don't have it, so I cannot compare it to this one and say like whether this one is, you know, better than the pale peach, like peachier or whatever. I would assume that the pale peach is truly a pale peach, so probably very similar to the Bobbi Brown Porcelain Bisque or something like that. But this one, I would say it's very nice to neutralize also. And then I have the highlighter, which it looks white, but it's more of a shimmery thingy. And I want to use it in order to lighten this area, because it kind of looks a little bit silly dark, at least my end. Like the camera doesn't always show everything properly, so I wouldn't trust that all the time. I'm trying to do my best to explain the colors so that you guys know what I'm saying. But this is, if you would think Becca Pearl, the shimmering skin perfector, but a little bit more opaque, that's what this is. But I must say that this is awesome for highlighting. Like seriously, if you, for example, just want to add a corrector, like let's say you have the Porcelain Bisque by Bobbi Brown, and you don't want to add a concealer, you just want to add a corrector. This is an awesome option, because it, unlike, you know, other creamy highlighter thingies, this actually has coverage. So I'm not sure if you can tell. Probably my blending skills are awful, because I can't see that well. But now I'm trying to clean up my brows a little bit. Let's see what this ends up looking like when everything is blended out. Let me get up actually and put the camera like this. Is this better? So yeah, it does attach to dry patches, of course. The foundation, it has attached to my dry, as you can see there, a little bit of dryness in there. But again, I'm almost certain that it's because I didn't do the whole foundation routine right away after my skincare. I forgot, I kind of just went with it. Like my head is just, I'm exhausted. I'm doing this live stream because, hey, I know you guys are waiting for it. And also I'm trying to keep myself busy to not think about pain and all of that. So anyways, I would definitely give it a go. Like, I'll update you if I like it, you know, more than what I'm seeing now. Need to blend a little bit more better. Usually where you can see my updates, like whether I like something or not after I've done a review or first impressions here, is on my Instagram, because I'll test it out the next day or something like that, either a different way or whatever I think might have affected how the foundation is. Like if I think that it has not affected and that's just how the foundation is, I won't do a more in-depth. I might do like saying, hey, I don't like it, I still don't like it, that's how it is. But when I feel that it's something that I've done on my part that makes the foundation not really that good, then I'll definitely do a retrial and post a picture on Instagram and tell you more details. By the way, this is not sponsored. I don't do sponsored videos. I'm not a YouTuber, like working for YouTube or something like that. So don't think that this is sponsored or anything like that. The concealers were, I'm trying to think, they were $5, which by the way, that's also very, very cheap. And the foundations were $10, and then they have highlighters, which I wanted to get some, but then I was like, girl, you have too many now. Let's keep it calm, okay? Let's keep it calm. Anyways, I think I'm gonna set this, so let me fetch a powder. I might fetch something from here, actually. Muffy. I'm trying to calm him down because when he starts, yeah, see, he's starting. As I said, when he's starting to sing. So I'm gonna use the Cover FX, the illuminating setting powder in light. I hope you can hear me. Muffy, come here, come here. Anyways, and I'm gonna be just setting it very lightly. Whoa. What I'm not really impressed about are the concealers. Well, I'm not impressed about anything so far, but the foundation, I can see that maybe it is me who's done, a mistake or whatever. So I can see why it's not necessarily looking that good. Let me show you. You see, it's like cracking here, like adhering to the dry patches here too. But again, I can see that this might be me, but the under eyes, I'm not really sure. Like, I hydrate it very well as usual. Most of my concealers don't crack like this, or not crack. It's like I have dry patches here, which is like weird. Anyways. So there, and I'm going to be using Guerlain Parure Gold in 00. I have the refill in 00 here inside. And I'm going to be taking another flat brush, and I'll use this just to contour a little bit. For those of you who don't know, because I'm not very public with it, like I don't go around talking about it because, well, it's something kind of private, but I just wanted to share, since I told you that I'm ill because of medication. I have a mast cell disorder. I've had it since I was a baby, and it's been, yeah, not an easy ride. And most of the time I'm sick for some kind. Like, it is a systematic disorder. It affects pretty much everything. So from digestive tract to brain fogginess, burning of skin, you name it, it's likely affecting it. So I've had bazillion different weird things happening to me throughout the years, and I was suspecting something like that, but well, I never got a diagnosis. I was always with some bizarre thing happening to me, like had no explanation. So now I'm using the Bobbi Brown highlighting powder in Pink Glow, and this is, for me, if I use the white portion, which I usually pick like this and add, but the rest is usually like a blush for me, and I really love it as a blush. It's really, really, really pretty blush, glowy, you know. So there. And then I like to add like a topper for the blush. So I use Estee Lauder Pure Color Blush in Poppy Passion 07. This is what it looks like. If you're fair like me, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous blush. Like, it looks like you're just naturally having a little bit of color, so it doesn't look artificial. If you know, like, if you're wearing white or almost white foundation, then you know that anything can look very harsh. So like, the undertones can come very harshly. Therefore, that's why I'm like, this is very nice, and this looks really like you're naturally flushing, and the undertone is just beautiful. So now I'm going to take just the white portion and add it on certain areas. And there, nothing special. So yeah, now comes the actual swatches, which I'm gonna try and clean up my arm, because again, I think I swatched something yesterday. Was it this that I swatched? Maybe I swatched this before already. Yes, yeah, I think I did. Anyways, I'm gonna be coming here, and I'll start off with the white. There it is. Oh my gosh. Now we're having changing light conditions. So I apologize. This can, the foundations tend to pop more than my skin on camera. I don't know why. I think it's the reflection of light. So I apologize, but there's a white, and I'm gonna be putting next to it the fair color. What is it, Moth? What is it this time? And there's the fair. So you can see this is absurdly dark. I'm gonna be putting next to it some MAC one. Let's check what I have right here. Well, I have this palette. I have all of the shades of the full coverage, but I'm not gonna start rummaging through the kit. So I'm gonna be using what is the darkest I have? I'm gonna put NC20 and NW20. So there's NC20, and you can see it's still not that dark. Oh my gosh. There. As you can see, this is yellow. It's definitely like an NC20, but it's more of an NC25. So that tells you a little bit the fair. So and the white one, yep, you can see. And so if fair would suit you if you're between NC 20 to 25, otherwise you need the white one to make the mix. So I used 1 pump of this and a little bit tiny hair of the fair in order to just bring a little bit more of color, because I feel that this one might be a little bit chalky. So I just added a little bit because I wanted a bit of yellow. But you can, for example, add with these ones also to create a custom undertone. So now I'm going to go with the pale yellow. Where can I switch? I'm going to switch here. So there's the pale yellow. As you can see, it is truly, absolutely yellow. And it is like high coverage yellow. Like this is bright greenish almost yellow. And then I'm going with the porcelain. So there's the porcelain. Again, you can see if you're wearing this one, then the porcelain will be like a good match. Like it is clearly some shades lighter. But like if you're expecting it to be, you know, porcelain, like porcelain color, almost white, then no, that's not what you're gonna get. And then finally the highlighter color. I'm gonna put it next to the white so you can see the difference. So that's the highlighter. And I hope I can come close enough. There it is. It is a pearly type, so as I said, it's like a Becca Shimmery Skin Perfector, but it definitely has much more coverage. Oops, sorry. Sometimes I have stuff under my nails and I don't even know. Doesn't happen often, but well, there. So we have the LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundation in white, in fair, and here we have MAC Full Coverage in NC20 and NW20. And as you can see, the LA Girl Pro Pro Coverage Foundation in fair, it is undertone. It is similar to the NC20, but in depth is more similar to the NW20, which means that NC20, the NC range in MAC tends to always run lighter than the NW. Therefore, in MAC ranges, I would say that this is about an NC25. So, yeah. And then we have the LA Girl Pro Conceal in highlighter, which is basically a shimmering white with, I want to say, medium coverage. Then we have the pale yellow, which is, well, quite yellow, and it has medium to full coverage. And then we have porcelain, which is a peachy color. It is between NCNW 15 to 20. So yeah, I hope that was anyhow helpful, because I was like thinking that if I get fair, it's going to be fair enough, but no, that's just not the case. So I hope that it was a helpful video. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below. Also, you can check my blog as well as, or my website blog slash, yeah, I'm having a blog sale going on. If you're interested, I have a lot of pale foundations on sale there, because that's what I do. I review pale foundation. And I also have Instagram, where again I post swatches, random things that's happening to me, and also I post like foundation of the day, so you can see what it looks like. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend, and I wish you the best for everybody, and I hope to see you next week. Mama.